All right, so the project is all done. I'm going to do a quick overview as to what we used product-wise and the process that we took. So it started with Coatly Clean. It's a cleaning agent, degreaser, etcher, and it will help remove efflorescence from the surface of the stones. We put it on at a 2-to-1, so 2-part water, 1 part Coatly Clean, and went and did the application, sprayed it on with a hand pump. You can downstream it if you like, but did the application on here, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes. We do want, and you will see a reaction on the surface when you apply Coatly Clean, and that is what we want. So put that on. Then we went ahead with our cleaning. So we did all the edges first, and then went into our surface cleaning, horizontal and vertical, to prevent any striping. The stones are clean. The joints, which were already fairly empty, were emptied out of any of the play sand that was in there originally. We went into a wet sanding process. We use a 2030 silica blend from FSS. It's a great sand, works really nicely in these joints, and holds like grout. I'll put a little clip up of what a joint actually looks and sounds like when it's properly sealed. But after we cleaned everything off, we went to the wet sanding process. Wet sanding process, like I just said, we use a 2030 silica blend, wet sanded it in. Wet sanding is super crucial. It's going to help fill any of those voids in your joints. It's going to help potentially with any voids in the belly, underneath, and the bedding of the stones. So we went ahead with that. After we wet sanded, made sure everything was good, gave it a blow off, made sure we didn't have any high joints. You will see there is some wider joints along the edge here on the stones, but we filled that in and then went right into our sealing. We sealed with a 2-to-1 flood coat, Coatly High Gloss. So that's 2-part water, 1-part sealer. It is a concentrate sealer. So after we did the flood coat, let it set up. I like to let that flood coat, and you guys will see, if you let that flood coat set up and dry, instead of just going right into a top coat, it's going to set up a lot better. It's going to give you a better shine on the surface. And you know, that's what a lot of the homeowners are looking for, is that shine to the surface. So 2-to-1 flood coat, and then we went and did a 1-to-1 top coat. The 1-to-1 top coat, so 1-part product, 1-part water, goes on lighter, obviously, than what your flood coat is. The flood coat is meant to be a flood coat, so it gets the joints nice and solid. We want those joints to be like grout. So your top coat being 1-to-1, that's what's going to give us the nice pop, the nice shine to that surface. And after that, again, so we waited about 45 minutes between the flood coat to the top coat. This homeowner did opt for an additional coat, a 3rd coat, which is a great upselling point. 2 coats is perfectly sufficient. We don't want to choke out the stones, but if it'll take a light top coat, 3rd coat, and you can upsell it that way, then absolutely. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. If anything, it's going to get them a little more longevity to the seal. So on this driveway with direct exposure, we have some installers that will warranty their work for a year. We have some that will warranty for 2 years. The product, the seal itself, should easily hold up for that 2 years. It's made, when we formulated everything, it's made to wear out over time evenly, and it might lose its sheen towards that 2nd year, but the seal is still going to be there. It's still going to be protected. It's in the stones, without a doubt. So an easy way of kind of testing that is doing a water test. Is water still beating up on top? Yes. The seal is still there, and that's important for you to educate your homeowners on. So, but at that, you know, if you're doing it the once a year touch up, or once every 2 years touch up as an upsell, that's great. That's what you should be doing. You go out, you do a little soft wash. Maybe there are some stains, or some tire marks, something like that you have to do a little more work on. Go about your normal cleanings, as long as there's no delaminating, which there shouldn't be. or hazing from, you know, efflow that can potentially come back up through because of these poor quality stones, you know, you could go ahead and just do a light 2-to-1 top coat. It'll resecure that sand. If you need to touch up joints, resecure that sand, and boom, the shine is going to be amazing. And that's really it. Guys, you know, they pick my brain about what they should be charging. What I typically see is about half of the initial cost of your first seal, right? So if this were $1,000, maybe the touch-up is $500. It's very little product. I'm going to do a little job cost summary on this, but we used about, I mean, half a bucket of sealer, and even then I had a little left over. So about $125 in sealer, 2 bags of sand, which that was really about a bag and a half of sand. So maybe $30 there. And the Coatly Clean, we maybe used a half gallon to a gallon of that. So very minimal, maybe another $30, $40 in Coatly Clean. And, you know, your margin's still great, you know, off your initial service and off those retouches. And those retouches are awesome to keep your crews busy, and awesome for that repeat business year after year, or year after every other year. So be glad to answer any questions. I'm going to do a quick little video to show kind of what the surface looks like, but as you can see, got some great color out of these stones. The joint sand is absolutely solid, rock solid, and as you can see, nice and shiny coat. So I'll show you that to you now.